Oh my god. Oh no. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Did that sound like him? Did that sound like Hannibal? Hannibal Lecter? Pick a card. Hey, y'all, I was supposed to be on at 6:30. You'll never believe what happened. You know how you just like sitting waiting? I fell asleep. I was just chilling. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna charge this phone up. I'm about to be ready. Oh yeah, I was ready. All right. Um, you haven't watched a movie in a while? Oh, you haven't watched that movie in a while. uh, all right. I did have a good nap. Well rested. I didn't even know I needed that. I just fell asleep. Let's see. What are people noticing? All right, all right. Dang, I know I told people, yo, 6:30, and they was there too. Huh. All right. Dang, I should make it a little later. Hey, hey, Sherilyn. We're going. So, we'll just put it like this, pile one. Sure, I was so late. I was asleep. I did a little bit of driving. I guess that tired me out. I didn't see that coming. All right, so let's go with this pile selection. We're gonna go with that one, that one, that one, this one. About that. That looks good. Put it right here on this spell box. All right, y'all. Yeah, you know I nap. I naps. I likes to nap. It was great. All right, so boom. Wait, can you see them? Okay, there we go. All right, four paws. All right, we got one. Wait, one, two, three, four. Hey, Shaniqua. All right, four paws. One, two, three, four. Can y'all see them? Take a look at them. How they feel? Which one feels good to you? All right. Yeah, I was like, people. I woke up the messages. Everybody was like, "Yo, what you was doing?" I was like, "What you mean?" I woke up. I was like, "Oh, damn, it's an hour and a half from now. I just woke up." And so here I am. All right, but it ain't no words. One, two, three, four. All right, we get started over here with part one though. All right, so can you even see that? Is that so light? Maybe I should do like this. I should do like this. All right, so power one. Let's just get started. All right, so power one. What are people starting? What are people noticing about you? Maybe let's see. Did I say what people starting to notice about you, or what are people noticing about you? I think it's just what are people noticing about you. All right. So people are people are noticing your commitment to entertainment, to pleasure, to your happiness, to finding your own joy. All right. So people recognize your commitment to family or children. Some people are recognizing that you are, they're noticing that you have more fulfilling relationships, like your connections, or that's what you're desiring. more fulfilling relationships, connections, friendships, long-term commitment. Some people could be feeling that you're desiring this, but you're maybe giving off, I'm not gonna say player vibe, but you can be giving off more of a short-term, like a short-term vibe. Right? Like maybe you enjoy more passion, excitement, entertainment. You enjoy maybe working together. That's what people notice. They notice that you like to work together. So you could be dealing with Leo, Aquarius so far, or Gemini. All right, people are noticing that you're a lot more chatty. Maybe you're a lot more social, talkative, a lot more creative. All right, people are noticing that you're attractive in a way that they want to romance you. So some people could be noticing that you may have their long-term benefits that they want. That they feel like you would be emotionally fulfilling, or that you would be a perfect partner in some sense. Right? They feel like you guys would be compatible because you guys have the same passion or the same desires or the same possibilities of creating or something like that. All right, people are noticing that you've been giving back a lot, or you've been sharing, or doing like joint endeavors. So it's something about like the way you work with other people that people are starting to notice. So maybe you're like very giving, very social. I was gonna say like a socialite, but maybe like very social, like upbeat. People are happy when you're around, so they notice that. All right, could be a Virgo, could be a Pisces. People are noticing how bold you've become. All right, but you could be hot and cold, so you can notice that maybe you fluctuate between being very maybe blunt and direct, or maybe like very playful and upbeat, but then you come down to this energy of maybe like overthinking yourself. It kind of comes off like maybe you overthink yourself sometimes because we got you are good enough, which is could be like not feeling like you're like you have enough, like you're either valuable enough or that you have enough abilities or like you're able to be of service for other people. So you can fluctuate between wanting to be very helpful to people, or you can fluctuate between not feeling like you're doing enough, or like maybe you could be very critical of people too. So because sometimes Virgo could be like somebody who's very critical of what the assistance that other people give to them. So it could be something like that. Sorry, y'all. Mm. So far, people notice that either you're being a lot more bolder and making the first move, or people are noticing that they're getting the impulse to want to be bolder and making the first move. So it's something about that. It's like that. All right, like there's a lot of hopes and wishes and possibilities of either you giving to them or of them being able to give back to you. So that's what people are noticing, that they have to work with you. They have to be in a partnership, or they have to give to you. They have to share with you. All right. So one more of this oracle, and then we'll jump into the tarot. Yeah. So people recognize that you need a lot of time alone. You need soul time. All right. Because you're recognizing what you need in relationships, or you're recognizing what you need in connections. So people are noticing that you're okay, that you're definitely making your needs known. That's a big thing here. So your communication is becoming a lot more clear, I guess, to people. All right. So sounds like I so far Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. So you're a lot more vocal. That's what people are noticing, and that you know now what you need, and you're gonna speak out. Okay. So what are people noticing about you? That you could tend to be shy sometimes, or a little naive. Maybe a little unexpected when you start to share your emotions. Like it comes out of nowhere when you share them. Like, oh, that's how you felt. So I don't see where it would have been. Okay, maybe it's the hot and cold because of that Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. People are noticing that you work a whole lot. Like you maybe focus more on money, material, and you reject a lot of people, or you're usually bored. Maybe bored with the opportunities you have. You have your own agenda when it comes to romance or to love. So people are noticing that, like you have your own mindset on how you see it, and they can feel you have like a skewed vision. So people maybe notice that you have unrealistic expectations, and they could exactly there goes the Knight of Wands. So they could be assuming that maybe, or like noticing that you come off like inconsistent. You kind of move like a player. When I first seen the fifth when I first seen the fifth house, I was gonna say that, but I just kind of like let it go to the side because it was just kind of early in the game, and that's probably how people are like noticing that about you. Like in the beginning, it seems like, oh snap, this could be somebody who I could settle down with, marry. But then it also comes off as like maybe this person is only coming around to kind of like keep me from seeing my other options or my other opportunities. This person only works a lot. They seem to reject me, or they seem to be bored, or they don't really appreciate what I give to them. It's like this person already has like traditional values or some type of view of how they expect things to be. So this is what people are noticing about you, or they're noticing this stuff about themselves. So if it's not necessarily you, then they're noticing this about you through like noticing this about you that's making this come up on them. Because we got the Pisces energy here, and the Pisces energy is a duality of taking on other people's stuff sometimes. So if it's not you, then it could be the other way around. But I kind of feel like this is what they're noticing about you. Like you could be a little playful and a little immature with the way that you express your emotions. They could feel like you don't go that deep when it comes to feelings and connections. All right, so they could feel like maybe you're a little just maybe they're being a little naive with you. They may be noticing, yeah, that you need breaks, that you need naps, you need rest, or that you maybe because you work a lot, they feel like you need rest. That's probably what it is. They feel like you need rest, and that you expect things to be your way, but they can be unrealistic. You can be very demanding, yet very playful and very charming, but it comes off as a little cunning or a little slick, like out for I'm gonna say out for self. But at the same time, they feel like you're trustworthy because we got the Knight of Pentacles here. So they can feel like you're out for self and that you don't love people in the way that they want to be loved, or you're not as generous. All right, like you maybe give with a motive. That's how it comes off. It maybe feels like you would give with a motive, or like you offer help, or you offer services, networking for a motive. Could be dealing with Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo. Okay, Libra. So people are noticing that you don't hit them up as much, you don't talk as much, you don't communicate as much, that you guys have maybe taken a peer or taken a break from them. So they're noticing that maybe they're not hearing from you. Maybe you're out taking other opportunities elsewhere, or you're just being an explorer, like just enjoying yourself. They feel like you're going back into like a younger time, a younger period, but one that makes you feel more empowered, feel more in charge. Possibly they could feel like you're in charge of like a lot of money. So people may be noticing that maybe you're sitting on a lot of money, or you're storing up a lot of money, or you have some type of status and like security from money. So maybe you got like a good position in your job. They feel like you're very creative though, but they feel like you play a lot. Like that's why I come when I see that Knight of Wands, like kind of like you play a lot. Like you come off like very in charge, bossly, kingly, queenly, right? But at the same time, they seem like you feel like maybe you shouldn't be in that position. Maybe you shouldn't be that way. Like you don't really come off like you know how to handle this level of responsibility, or you seem like you don't know how to handle things at this level, but you can, and it gives the appearance of it. But it just kind of seems like maybe you don't know how to handle it. This is what people are noticing. Okay, but somehow you have stability, or you have these grandiose ideas of what things can be for the long term. So like in terms of like relationships, people feel like, oh, you would like to have long term commitment, you would like to have long term relationships, but the energy that you give towards it is more short term. It doesn't really imply that you are looking to build a long term connection. They feel like you are holding on to some type of old values, things that don't work for everyone, or that you're more into like you have a vision of how you expect things to be. So people may be feeling like you're superficial and that you're not really trying to give people the love that they want. That maybe it's more about what you desire, what you want. Because remember I was saying that you come off demanding. That's how they assume. So it's more focused towards what you want, what you value. You know what I mean? And a lot of it they feel like it's outdated. It's not anything that's beneficial for everyone. So this is what they're noticing. Okay. So one more. I want to use a different deck. Oh. Okay. So what are people noticing about you that you may not be their usual type, or that you came in unexpectedly and changed their mind? Again, Gemini, Cancer, uh, Virgo, Leo. You changed their mind in some way. All right. They notice that you're a good friend and someone who shows up, reliable as a friend. You know what I mean? So I guess if you try to date people, then they see you more as like a friend who's able to help them come through, do what they need them to do. You're someone they can value and treasure. Like you have status and authority. You have something that impresses others, but they could just feel like what you give to them just isn't enough. So, or it's not that big. It's power one. It says, what it look like? It don't look like a one. So to be honest, it's still power one. This is be about to be it. All right. Yeah, you don't like to listen to other people's like other people's what's the word? Like their input, their opinion. So like when you go to do something, you don't like to get their opinion. You don't really listen to their input. Whatever they would like you to do or consider you to do, they feel like you don't listen. It falls on deaf ears. Like you're not open. It's your way and your way only. And it's going to go this way because it's always been working this way for me. So this is what people are noticing about you. Like you're stubborn. You're hard. All right. Hey, it's okay, Bianca. I was spaced out earlier. Don't you trip. But anyway, we about to finish up part one right here. Let me give you some advice. We getting up out of here. That was a warm up. I was just waking up. All right, so here we go. Advice: balance. Difference is a necessary part of human evolution, and everything in life is comprised of opposites, which together make life whole. If you light a candle in a room already flooded with light, the light of your candle will be indistinguishable from the light which already exists. Because of darkness, we are able to perceive light. Both are necessary. All right, so signs we got are Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, Leo, Sag, Leo, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Virgo, Leo. That's all. Same signs. Did I say Aries? Yeah, I did say it. All right, so we got them. So that was for pile one. These terrors over here, so I don't use them again. It's all good. Alright, so I'm ready for you. Alright, so how to. Can you see that says pop two? I think you can. Two. Okay. So let me show you our file selection again. How did I do it the first time? I forgot. I ain't even gonna do that now because I don't forgot which way it went. Which way did it go, y'all? Was it the white one? And then the brown one and the yellow one? I think it went like that. I don't know. I took them apart and I forgot. But anyway, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully, 2, 3, 4. I put it down and got confused. Anyway, here it is. We'll do it. 2. Alright, we'll put it like that so I don't forget them. Alright, so pile 2. Yeah, white then brown, yellow, white then brown. Oh. Let me show you one more time. My bad, y'all, my bad. Yellow, white, then brown. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. That probably would go out better. There I go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Thanks, Bianca. Phew. Y'all is rocking rolling with me. I was tired. Alright. So, how to? What are people noticing about you? Alright, so you could be a Scorpio. Oh, they're noticing how intense and how strategic you are. For some, they're noticing how sexually enticing or attractive you are. So there's a lot of allure, mystique to you. People are noticing that. All right, they may not be able to put their finger on you, Aquarius. Yeah, so you give off more of a quirky vibe, really authentic, true to you. But also, people are noticing that you're very guarded emotionally. All right, the sound got weird. That makes sense. How about that? When did that just happen? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Sound wise? Did the sound get better? Somebody let me know. Okay, there I go. Boom. All right. All right, so they're also noticing that you're guarded emotionally. that it's hard to get close to you. All right. You have fears around intimacy or having deeper conversations. All right. Or they're noticing that you bring this up. So they may notice about you when you show up that you may be very strategic, very secretive with your intentions. You know what I mean? But you come off as very very authentic, very real. All right. Maybe I'm not gonna say blunt, but very passionate. All right. So maybe you have strong beliefs. It could be dealing with, it could be dealing with a Scorpio, it could be dealing with Aquarius, Scorpio again. That's what people are noticing about you. You bring up deeper feelings than they probably let on. So people are noticing when you come around, or that you could be just maybe about sex. Could be dealing with a Cancer. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. Okay, so, and you could be dealing with the Aries. So for some, they could be noticing that you're very creative, very spontaneous, that you like to connect with people through emotional stories, that you can share emotions, that you're very good with like reciprocating or sharing of feelings. So that's kind of weird because just now I just said that you were guarded about like keeping deeper feelings, like you were guarded towards keeping deeper feelings, deeper emotions, hidden. But here they feel like you do a good job of connecting with them emotionally. That makes no sense to me. So maybe it's because you bring up deeper feelings and emotions than they want to acknowledge. And maybe that's what it is. It's like they noticed that maybe they had the fear of intimacies. Maybe that's where it's coming from. Because that's why I was kind of feeling the vibe too. Like maybe you bring up these fears and people are noticing that every time you show up, I feel some type of way. I feel very intense, very sexually enticed by you. But I also feel like you're guarded and not letting me in. But they feel like you guys connected through emotions. So they're noticing this. This is what they notice. So that's kind of confusing. So maybe, like I said, you got to be bringing up feelings that they're not used to, because it's not something I could really put into words, but I just did it like the best I could right there. But like the whole vibe in general is like you come off very real and not what I'm really used to like dealing with when it comes to feelings and emotions. You know what I mean? Like you are somebody who brings up a feeling of nostalgia, but at the same time, hey, Miss Jones, you bring up a feeling of nostalgia, but at the same time, these people could probably already envision a future or where things could go. You know what I mean? So for some of them, people are noticing that you went back to a past relationship. So maybe you went back to a past relationship and they feel like, or like they feel like you're still in a past relationship and that there's lessons there that you're learning for yourself. Hey, what's up, AG baby? So there's lessons that you're learning or that you're taking for yourself. That's right, definitely. So there's like, I guess, yeah, all right, so let me tell you something about this Hecate card because this is something that was kind of close to me. All right, two things happen in this card. One, this card always represents going back to dealing with somebody from the past, and people know about it. And people would say, why did you go back to that person from the past? But what happens is there's a lesson in that relationship when you went back to the past that only you would understand. So whatever you gained in that relationship at that time, like it's only a lesson that you would know. So like maybe people are noticing that you are like going back to people in the past, dating people in the past, and you're learning something new. All right. Or you're just starting to exercise like the gifts or starting to exercise like lessons that you've learned from previous relationships and starting to use them in your current relationships. So people may be noticing that, and that may be what you share with people. You may start sharing some of your experiences that you've had in previous relationships, and this is explaining why you have trust issues, and this is what they're noticing. All right. Okay. But they also notice you being very playful. They may feel like you're musically inclined or you have like weird taste in music, or people are, and they're noticing this. They're noticing that you're doing a deeper emotional work. So maybe that's what the sharing of feelings is too. So some of you are doing deep emotional healing, right? Fears around expressing sexuality, sensuality, expressing your feelings in confidence, all right? They're noticing that you're very original though, that you stand out, you're different from others. And that's where the enigma is too. It's like we can't really put our finger on who you are. One day you appear this way, the next day you appear this way. So it's like it's kind of hard to really grasp you. And this is what they're noticing. Like it's hard to really pin you down. Emotionally, they can't really tell. It's like they don't really know where you are. So like some people may feel like you desire them. Some people may feel like they're very enticed by you, but they can't really pinpoint your emotions. And this is what people are noticing. But they feel like you're very real. And like, oh wait, that's not in there. That's not supposed to be in there. But like connecting with you brings up deeper feelings and emotions than what they know how to handle. That's down there, maybe. Okay, so what are people starting to notice about you? They could be starting to notice that your hair is growing, or that body, your body is getting nicer. Okay. So people could be noticing that you like a lot of attention. You like a lot of admirers, a lot of suitors. All right. They could be also noticing that you don't really see stability in the connection. You could be dealing with a Leo, could be dealing with an Aries, could be dealing with a Libra. Yeah, they feel like they're noticing that you guys see the world differently, or that you no longer are looking past their red flags. Yeah, they're noticing that. They're noticing that you're no longer looking past their red flags, that you may have called a judgment on them. Some of them you could have ended it and started healing, taking time to yourself. So they've been noticing that some people are noticing that you're selfish, or that only focused on yourself. Like what makes you happy, what you want to do, like what your goals are, what your desires are. Could be dealing with an Aquarius again. So I got Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Aries, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aquarius. Okay, a lot of Aquarius energy. So you're definitely just not their usual type. You're not traditional, you're non-conventional. Yeah, and it's your body too. So you could be healing, working on your body, becoming, like focusing more on like your health, your emotional health, all of that stuff. Like that's what they're really noticing about you. But they notice that you're kind of selfish emotionally. Like you don't, or when it comes to like your successes, when it comes to your victories, your wins, your material successes, the things that you've already accomplished and gained for yourself, they feel like you're selfish with that. You feel like you don't share. All right, but they also feel like you're low-key popular and maybe conceited. So that's what they feel like you're emotionally manipulative. They're noticing, okay, so people are noticing that you know how to play on the feelings and hearts of others to bring them to your cause. This is what people are noticing. Did I, Charlene? I'll be trying to do my best for y'all because I like to watch these back too. So I just try to give it the best I can. All right. But they want to be free spirited with you. So I do say that. So people are noticing that. Like it's just deep ball of feelings on like, what do I say? How do I put it? This person makes me feel a certain way, but it's like fears around putting it out there, like as deep as it really is. Cause it's like, well, what do I say? How do I say it? You know what I mean? Like you could bring up, sometimes Scorpio can bring up rage. Cause I see Cancer here too. So sometimes you could be probably bringing up rage, like emotionally. People may start to notice this about you. Like you make them really angry. You make them really feel some type of feelings that they haven't felt before. And like they have to actually go deeper to deal with that. Cause the star is here. And that usually is deep regenerative healing. So this is what people are noticing. Either you're doing this or you're inspiring this. So that's still just as good. And this is what people are noticing about you. Okay. What else? All right, so what are people starting to notice about you? That you have strong principles and beliefs. All right, or that you have a house, nice house. Some of you have a house like a palace, or you treat your house like a palace, like a kingdom. Like your house is your rules. All right, some people you could have just moved away, so people may be noticing that maybe you're not as home as much. All right, or you're always on the go. Yeah. People notice that you'll fight and prove your point. So you like to prove your point, and you like to gloat after you won. This is what they notice. So you could be like a what do you call it? A bad one. That's not a sore loser, but like a conceited winner. What is that? What is the saying for the winner? You could be one of those like winners who's like a gloater. People could be assuming that you're like noticing this about you, like you have strong beliefs and that you gloat. But the body is back out here again. So you got this nice body that people are really like. People are really on your body right now. Like that's the saying, you're on your body. They're noticing your attractiveness, but like in a sexual way. So it has to do more so with your body. All right, they're noticing that you guys don't talk as much. They don't hear from you as much. That maybe you guys aren't seeing things the same way, but you're not really expressing it, but you do connect with them at the same time. So that's kind of confusing. And that might be why, like what they're noticing is like, you confuse me, but you make me feel some type of way that I can't really put my words on. I said they feel like you're like a hedonistic type of person where you could be kind of greedy, looking for like the newest, the freshest, the flyest, the best of the best. They could assume that you're like, this is where you're at now. Maybe you're, like I said, maybe because you're conceited, you're getting a lot more attention. They consume like, this is where you're at. You expect the best, the most, the handsomest, the prettiest, you know what I mean? The luxurious. Like they can assume this is what they're thinking like, hey, along the way. And I keep saying assume. So I'm guessing these are assumptions. Like now that you're going this way, or now that you've acted this way, maybe because you're a body or whatever, like now there's an assumption about who you are, as opposed to really getting to know you. Because that's what the Scorpio energy is. It's like that mystery, like who is this person? I want to go deeper, but there's fears of like having uncomfortable conversations. There's fears of like bothering you maybe. You know what I mean? Because this person kind of feels like you're arrogant or you're conceited. So like they feel like maybe saying stuff to you isn't going to really do it, or isn't going to really get to you, get your attention, because they feel like you get a lot of it. So they feel like you're like saying stuff to you isn't really going to get you to notice them because you get a lot of attention. Maybe because of your body or because of your physical appearance. All right. But they pondered on it. So people are noticing that they think about you then. They notice that they think about you a lot and they're afraid to take action. Because judgment in reverse is just somebody who refuses to take action. They can hear the call, they can see the signals, they can see the signs that maybe something is happening here. But at the same time, they just like, I don't think I can make this happen. I'm not trusting in like everything that I've learned from my past, my present, or future. I'm not trusting my overall view of this situation. So people can be noticing this about you. They can either notice you do that, or they could be noticing that you bring up these feelings. So it goes one of those other ways. All right. Anyway, let's go with some advice. Let me give you signs one more time. So we got Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, Aries, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Leo, Aries, Sag, Libra, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn. All right. So let me give you some, there's the advice. Advice. Self-criticism. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you have critical thoughts about you and make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones. You are a wondrous being of light. Even if at times you think you are less than perfect, remember that God and divine perfection exist in all things. All right, so I gave you signs. I did. So let me get this little shuffle back on. All right, so we won't use these cards. Get these out. All right. Check top them out. I stay speaking facts. I be doing my best. Hey Charlene, that was definitely a personal read for you. I be thinking about you. I'm like, I gotta look out for Char. I gotta get Char the personal reading. You know, Char's online. I gotta make sure I do these personal readings for Char. All right, so there's gonna be pile 3, pile 4, pile 3, pile 4. Wait, that's not pile 4. Where's the other one at? Where the brown one at? Oh. It's right here. Pile 3, pile 4, pile 3, pile 4. Take a look. All right, tomorrow I'm gonna have it together, y'all. Pile 3, pile 4. All right, I'm gonna put that over there. So let's shuffle this up one time for them. Pile 3. What are people noticing about you? I just seen Scorpio and Libra. That could be like a hidden relationship. So people could be noticing that. They could be having a desire for that, or they could be noticing you have one of those. All right. Like maybe you keep your relationships quiet, hidden. All right. You're very strategic with your connections. Okay, so boom. Could be a Gemini. All right. Could be a Leo. And you're healing. All right. Great. So people feel like you're healing. They're noticing that you're healing some insecurities that you've had, probably around communicating, around being social, around being playful, all right? Passion and creativity. So 5th house is here. 5th house and Gemini. So you're very good at creating. People are noticing that. You're very artsy. You have a lot of great ideas, creative ideas. Like you have a lot of passion and you're not afraid to like express them. So they're noticing that. You're working through insecurities of expressing your creative ideas, your passion, your skills. All right, you're very analytical. People notice that. So you pay attention to a lot of details. You could be very observant. This is what people notice. You pay attention to a lot of, I guess maybe pleasure. Like they feel like you're looking for pleasure. You're curious. You want to have fun. You want to have romance. You want to date. All right. This is what they're noticing about you. Like you're very intellectual and quick-witted. They notice that about you, the way you talk. So you can come off as like very charming, very charismatic, and always asking questions. People notice that. You're like, maybe you be nosy. Maybe you're nosy. Because kind of like now that you've worked through some things, you talk a lot. And that's what people are noticing. Like, you got a lot to say. it's, almost, it's almost annoying. It's like you got a lot to say now. Now that you've worked through some insecurities, why are you talking so much? But it's not really like a why. They just feel like, you know what I mean? Like now you're like a lot more witty. So you work through some insecurities and you're a lot more confident now. You could be a lot more attractive too in like a playful way. Like, you know, like it seems like you're on an adventure or going somewhere. Maybe I be nosy. I do be nosy. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. All right. They feel like you, for some people could feel like you're getting married. So they may be investigating to see if you're in a relationship. People may be noticing that you could have marriage potential. That could be it. Or people could be noticing that you do the practical thing, what other people expect. Like you fulfill other people's expectations. You always like to be doing or caught being seen doing the right thing. Like for traditional sakes. All right, could be dealing with the Aquarius here. Oh, Capricorn and Aquarius energy here. Huh. So we go from Leo to Gemini to Capricorn and healing deep-seated issues. Okay, so people feel like you've lowered your expectations to get some type of results and that it's actually paying out for you on the back end, or that you took some type of risk and that it's actually starting to pay off and it's starting to pay you off from the back end. Like at first people were wondering like, why'd you go after that move? Like, what was that about? Like, that doesn't look like something you would be into. It doesn't look like something you would do. So this could even be like a relationship. People could maybe like see you in a relationship, noticing you building a relationship or building a connection or talking about marriage. Because Gemini is a talker, so you could be talking about marriage. All right? And they could be feeling like the way that you're going about doing it just doesn't seem like it would get you there, because maybe it involves scandal or it involves like a deeper talk. Maybe a talk of taboo or a talk of like not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not unapproachable. Of being off limits. So people are noticing that. Maybe there's a talk of like you being off limits. So maybe there's gossip about you. Why am I getting there? It's like you need advice. Like close this up right now. The advice was for the end of the reading, but I just felt the vibe to start getting the advice because it was like, oh no, close this up right now. We're done. We're talking about somebody's secrets. All right, so people are noticing that there must be passion and desire they want to give to you. All right, so I did say a secret relationship in the very beginning. So you could be dealing with, but I think it's for the appearance. Like people would want to be married to you or people would want to be in a relationship with you for an appearance. All right. And this could sometimes be a partnership too. Like you have a vision, you have a deep vision. All right. Like they feel like you know where you're going and life. All right. Again, they're noticing you have a nice body because I just noticed like this lady's tits over here and they look kind of nice. And the frame and everybody else's hair is like in shape, like nicely shaped. So people are noticing your body. So you must have healed some type of insecurity around expressing, you like letting yourself be seen. So maybe you didn't always take pictures with full body. Maybe you didn't always like show off or show yourself. People are noticing your body. So you should probably know that. So if you were ever insecure about your body, people are noticing that. How about that? It's like the second pile like that. Because they feel like you worked through some insecurity and now you're able to like show it to other people or you're able to teach it to other people. Because that's what Sharon is. Sharon was a healer who, though he couldn't always heal his insecurity or his pain, his plight, because he had to do so much research to figure out what was wrong with him, he learned other lessons along the way that he was able to share with other people. So people are noticing that about you. Like your pain, your struggles, your hurt, you're able to share that with other people. You're able to put that into words because we got Gemini energy here. Or you're able to paint a picture. So with the fifth house, this is like a picture, a painter, or artist, someone who's very creative and artsy, very upbeat, you know what I mean? So they're very, very entertaining. The way they talk is entertaining. So people could be noticing this about you. Like the way you talk, maybe you could be funny, you could be a jokester. Yeah, they could be noticing that. They could also be noticing that you're a little sneaky. That's what people are noticing. You could be a little sneaky. And they could feel like you have a lot of options. They feel this is what they notice. But remember in the beginning I was kind of saying like it was hidden. And, you know, and it didn't come out in the cards. It just kind of came out in the shuffle. So I was kind of like picking that vibe up. But then when I seen the Aquarius Freya, This is somebody who could be a little materialistic and somebody who will compromise their morals for what they desire. And while people may judge you for it, what you get for doing it, because it outweighs all the judgment or the bad gossip that people could have talked about you. You feel me? So it's like, say people see you date a married man or a married woman. People be like, oh my gosh, why would you do that? That's scandal. That's taboo. You shouldn't do that. That's not the right thing. You always give this appearance of being the right person, or like doing the right thing. And you're doing it this way. But whatever you got, let's say that this person bought you a house, bought you a car, or like this person just changed the quality of your life. Like it up-leveled you, right? Or it made you happy. You know what I mean? Then other people would be like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't have did it that way, but maybe I would have, because the way you just did it makes total fucking sense. You know what I mean? So it comes off like that. This is what people are noticing. They're noticing your moves. And they're noticing that you do what's the socially acceptable thing, that you're not afraid to do that. But at the same time, you have your own quirkiness and your own level of detachment where you see it from your perspective. All right. Okay. So people do want to romance you. This is what they're noticing. They want to romance you. And for some people, they want to marry you. All right. So this is so far where we're at. So let's get with this. All right. So people are noticing that they want to share their emotions with you without a fear of what the outcome would be. You know what I mean? They could feel like you're very stubborn and like how you see things or how you see things. Like it takes you a while to change. Like once you have your feelings or your emotions into something, it takes you a little while to change. That's what they're feeling about you. So this is what they're noticing, what they're feeling about you. Who cares about their feelings, right? All right. So what are people noticing about you? So people are noticing that they want a renewal with you. All right, that they want to start over. Yeah, so people could be noticing that you're afraid to start over or have like a new beginning in love. We got the world here. We got Capricorn, Sag, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So you could be bringing this fears up in people, or they could be feeling this way about you. They could feel like you're clingy or you're needy emotionally, but they feel like you have boundaries. People feel like you have boundaries, but they also feel like you don't try to love them in the way they want to be loved, or like they need to be cautious with you because this isn't a love thing. Like it's not as deep as they would like it to be. Hey, Sunflower. Yeah, they feel like you're a romancer, seducer for most of them, but you give off the air of being a traditional value person. Oh, and that's maybe where the sneakiness comes from. Oh, so like, okay, okay. Cause I just did all that describing just to turn around for people to be like, oh, I feel like I would move forward with you, but I feel like you got other options, or like you get a lot of attention, or like you're very sneaky, but you just put on this face or this vibe of being very traditional, upright, and honest. But the whole time, I feel like you're a romancer, a seducer, all right? That you're able to detach from connections very easily, but you give off traditional value. Kind of like that last part. That's kind of whack, but all right. But they also just feel like you're stubborn. They feel like you're very timid when it comes to approaching things, approaching new opportunities, like, especially when it comes to love. Like maybe you don't take offers when they come in. You maybe, give them that little look like, I don't know. You might move forward a little bit, then you kind of like, stall for a minute. Like, I don't really know if I'm going to do that. And people maybe notice it's like you're a little wary around them, or a little bit on guard around them. They feel like you could be defensive in some way, but you have like strong boundaries. All right, but they also feel like you're very, I'll say very, but maybe not very. Yeah, they feel like you're emotionally manipulative. Could be, what's the word? A little petty with the feelings. Like they feel like you don't share your emotions and your feelings when you get petty. So like when you're in your head, or whenever you perceive something to be a certain way, then you don't become you're not as nurturing or as loving or as emotionally mature as they would like you to be. This could be a projection. Because it kind of comes off as like a little judgy. That's what it kind of comes off as, like a little judgy. All right. But they do want to have a renewal with you. They want to start over with you. Because they could probably see you as marriage. That's what people are noticing. Like, I could settle down with this person, but you seem to be for the streets. But for the streets secretly. Like we don't overtly know you're for the streets. It's like for the secret. Like possibly you're for the streets, but I can't really prove it. So it gives that vibe. And that's where they're a little wary, because it's like, are you? Are you like that? You know what I mean? Because you do seem like a soulmate to these people, or you do seem like a good partner to these people. People could be noticing like it's your body, or the way you move. So maybe like your mannerisms, the way you physically move. You know what I mean? It's something like that. Like they like that. Maybe you dance. Maybe they like the way you dance. And people are noticing this, but they notice that they want to tango with you. All right, in a more sexual manner. But they also want to flirt with you. Like that comes out a lot. Like people are just afraid to approach you, if that makes sense. They want to offer you love, but they also feel like you're not, maybe not, I'm not even say they're like, maybe you're not really interested in moving in. Like maybe you're still dealing with whatever past was like in your life, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know. But they can feel like you just have these strong, like I'm not gonna say strong beliefs in love, but just like these strong principles. Like you just seem to be very mature, very adult-like. All right, and like maybe not with the phone flam. Okay, yeah, they just feel like you, the way you see things is the way you see things. And you can come off very cold and inconsiderate or very demanding. Could be dealing with Aquarius or Capricorn. I keep seeing that. So you maybe come off as if you unbothered, you could care less. All right, like relationships maybe weigh you down or stress you out. This is what people are noticing. Like maybe relationships are more of a burden to you. Okay, people are noticing that you're walking away from connections, or you've walked away from a relationship, from a marriage, so people may have noticed this. Again, it's the body. All right, they're okay, so they think of you as maybe a person who gives to get, or gives with an intention. Like you have a clear, well, not really a clear intention, because they can feel like you're a dualistic mind. Like there's a desire that you would like to have, an outcome you like to have, but the way that you kind of come off is very like suave, charming, romantic, willing to prove your point, fighting for your point. But at the same time, if this doesn't do what I need to do, I'm going to cut this. So people are noticing that. People are noticing that you're very perceptive and you don't really say much of what you see. You just kind of observe, and you maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you get messages from other people. They're noticing that you seem to get information that's not readily available or not being given to you. And again, it's the body. I said that, right? How many times I got to say that to y'all in this one? Because there's a lot about that, like your body. People sexualize you a lot. You probably should notice that. All right? And they feel like there are things that you guys haven't said, that there's still unfinished business between y'all, that they need to get some emotions out, express some things to you. People could be noticing that they want to fight for your love, or they want to fight for your affection. That's what they're noticing. All right? What's up, the D? You're a little late, but you're here with us. Thanks for joining. So you could be dealing with the Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Leo, Pisces, Capricorn, Gemini, Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, and the Capricorn. So that's what I got so far. And this is what people are noticing about you. Okay. So let's go get some advice, because they were trying to get you. Well, the advice was already over here, because they was definitely trying to get your advice. They were trying to cut this short. Here's the advice. Positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Yet, it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. Hey, my pleasure, Biana. My pleasure. I hope that hyped you up, because they are checking on your body. They liked your body. You know, that's what you need to know. This is a time of lusty season. People are digging your body. All right, so we're about to get on pile 4. Do I need to show y'all pile 4 again? I mean, it's the last pile, but I guess I'll give it its just due. All right, so this will be pile 4. All right. Pile 4. Yo. It's cuffing season, Shar? It is still close to cuffing. Shar, what do you know about cuffing season? You were like a real housewives from Atlanta. Oh, a real housewives from San Fran type of vibe. Like, what do you know about that? Cuffing season, Shar? All right, so pile 4. What are people noticing about you? That you like to resolve emotional issues. but you move sideways when doing that. It could be dealing with a Cancer. So like you don't come directly at emotional issues. So like if there's a problem, say that we get upset with each other and maybe we didn't say what we wanted to say, you don't necessarily address it straight away. All right. Oh yeah, you make light of it. You make light of emotional situations. Could be done with the Gemini. Could be done with the Scorpio. All right. People are noticing that you're now letting go of grudges or resentment. All right. That you're trying to be a lot more playful, trying to be a lot more nurturing. All right. And loyal. Okay. All right. People are noticing that it's time to let go of a grudge between you. That's what they're noticing about you. Or they're noticing that you've already let go of a grudge. All right. They notice the way that you talk and you communicate. Like you're very, like maybe you're a person who likes to get clarity on things. Could be dealing with the Taurus. So, okay, so they're viewing you as very attractive and able to get the things you desire. You're also being viewed as an individual, like not afraid to express your differences amongst other people. Okay, so this is what people are noticing. Like you're not afraid to stand out. You're not afraid to be different. Or they could be noticing that you're different than others around you. People are noticing that you've healed some type of deep wound insecurity. All right, and that you're starting to notice your powers. The D, thank you again, coming through with the loyalty. Again, yeah, look, loyalty, Cancer. So that's what they're noticing. So people are noticing that either you're in a relationship or that they want a relationship. Like maybe having a connection with you has healed them and made them start yearning for a relationship, connections. Like intense connections, but emotionally evolved connections. I say intense, but really it's emotionally evolved. We got Sharon with Cancer. That's an emotionally evolved type of person. So looking for that. Maybe people are noticing that you have issues either nurturing people or you have issues being nurtured from people. Because Sharon can also represent some of the things that you struggle with. So if you haven't necessarily healed these things, then people are noticing that you struggle with that. You struggle with with allowing people to love on you, or you struggle with affection, hugging, kissing, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like you may be more into passion. You may not like people really talking and touching on you. People notice that. But that you have a lot of emotional depth. And you're very nurturing and caring and sympathetic. But you just don't want people touching you or something like that. So you could be dealing with the Aries or Aquarius, Scorpio. People notice that so people are noticing that they would have to take a risk towards you to express their feelings. Or people are noticing you taking risks towards them and expressing your feelings, but they feel like you're being insincere with the way that you're sharing them. Like you come off very light, chatty, flirty, playful, curious, having a lot of in-depth knowledge and information, and knowing what they want or what they need, what would fulfill them. That's what they feel. This is what people are noticing. Like you had that, but they also notice that you guilt them or make them feel guilty for things, for maybe having hidden desires, or for having like deep-seated like wounds that they still hold on to. So people could be noticing this about like you call attention to that, like how they aren't necessarily healing through the deep-seated like pain that they've been holding on to or insecurities that they have. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe people are noticing this. They notice that you always get what you want though. You just pay for it on the back end. So like the things you desire or the things that you want, you get them, but like in the end you have to pay for them. So maybe you have good credit. You know what I mean? People are noticing that. So some people are noticing that you are like still lingering or holding on to a past heartbreak or previous disappointment. Like it still lingers on you. So they can feel like you're tinged or like a little bit bitter. This is what people may be noticing. Like you're a little bit bitter. Now you like, maybe you kind of like see through a facade of family now, or you kind of still desire the family thing, but you feel like it's something that's like a little bit difficult to achieve. Like maybe you understand the real value of family now, or you understand the true principle of relationships. They feel like you have a lot of like in-depth understanding of relationships, but like you're somebody who's hard to get into one. You know what I mean? Okay. Even if you're in one though, people could be noticing that you're psychic, because we got the high priestess here. So some people could be noticing that you're psychic, that you have great intuition, that you follow your instincts. We do got Cancer here, and Cancer is a very intuitive sign. So you could be also dealing with a Libra. All right. You have a lot of familiar ties, like your family traditions. You're very family oriented, family based. And they know that, but you maybe could be like on the outsider, maybe like an outside. So even if you are into like relationships, family, you give off more of like a outsider vibe of like a overseer. Like, you know, you kind of keep everybody safe. You know, you can be a nurturing, compassionate person, but you kind of know what steps need to be taken as a whole for everyone. And people are noticing this. I want to kind of give you like a leader vibe, because we do got But it has union here too. But for some reason, I just seen this King of Swords over here in this other deck. It was calling attention to me. But they see you as like a leader or someone who's just very in depth about what makes them happy. Like you focus a lot on your emotional well-being. You focus a lot on family. Like you're very intent when it comes to connecting with people on like an emotional level. Okay. You could be a teacher or teaching this for some. So people could be noticing that about you. Like you teach this. So even if you're not, let's say like doing this or doing something on social media, sometimes just by having conversation with people that tend to go pretty deep emotionally, you teach them some things about their own feelings. Or you help them heal through something that they may have been struggling with for a long time. So people notice this. When they have conversations with you or when they're interacting with you, you help them work through some things that they've been dealing with for a long time, that they struggle with. You taught either you give them a passion to be an individualistic type of person, like to express their individuality, to be who they are, their authentic version, and go after their desires, or you've taught them to like recognize you as that type of person, as you know what I mean, individual person who goes after their desires and the things that they want, who's not afraid to stand out from the crowd. So it's one of these two. But they also feel like you lack individuality because the conjunction is here. So maybe it's them. You bring up this desire of them, or you bring up this like this energy of them noticing that maybe they lack individuality. You know what I mean? Like maybe you call attention to it, and then they're paying attention. Like, oh, well, I don't do that. So this could be what they're noticing because it kind of feels like almost like a mirroring energy, but with a conjunction, it isn't a mirroring energy. There's a desire to want to empower themselves through a partnership with you. So people are noticing that. They would want to have a partnership with you, but you could either be somebody who's hard to grasp, hard to gain, hard to get, like it's difficult to be around you. Maybe it's hard to approach you. It could be like you don't necessarily let people get too close to you, but even though you have deeper emotional feelings and stuff, like you don't allow them to sway your feelings. So you don't allow your family or like the I guess I want to say society to sway your feelings or how you feel about things. How you feel is how you feel. So you're one of those people. And that's what people are noticing. Like other people can't sway you to feel how they feel. And that's probably where that, remember what I was saying, like emotionally manipulative? Maybe that's where they was kind of getting that vibe. Like feeling that way because like they can't sway you to feel how they feel. You know what I mean? That's a little bit disappointing to them. Or like, you know, it makes them a little upset because it's like, I can't get you on my side because you're somebody who takes their own beliefs or has their own view of things. All right, so this is what people are noticing about you. That you have a lot of spiritual strength. Okay. People notice that you possibly could heal others, or like maybe you got physically strong. Maybe that's it. Oh, that you could be real frugal with your money, but you always have a lot of creative solutions. Whenever people are having ego battles with you, or whenever you guys are having issues, figure out who takes lead. You have a lot of creative solutions about choices, decisions, things that would change the reality of people's lives. You have a lot of like creative based solutions. This could be geared towards building closer connections or building large scale events. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. So maybe that's what they have solutions for that. They feel like you have solutions for that, large scale events. But you could be a little frugal right now, or you could be like saving your money, or you could be going through a period of time where you need to like maybe hold on to your money. So people may be noticing that. Like you're not spending as much, you're being frugal, you're holding on to your resources. All right. Or maybe you're just not sharing as much. Because people can kind of feel like you're unapproachable right now, or like you're like a level ahead of them, or like you're, I don't want to say hot shit in a sense. So this is what people can be feeling about you. Like you've gotten what you want. Like you get a lot of like, I was going to say designer, but you get like a lot of finer things. You could have gotten a promotion recently, or you're waiting on somebody. You're waiting on a promotion. You're waiting on someone to give you their expectations or their demands, or someone's waiting on you. So people are noticing, oh, okay, we got the devil here. Like people could be noticing that it's not greed. Well, it could be greed. It could be like you could expect a lot. People could be like noticing that you expect a lot. You have high expectations. Because the Queen of Swords here, people could be noticing. So you could be dealing with a Libra, could be dealing with a Taurus, could be dealing with a Capricorn. So you could be noticing that you have high expectations, that you come off a little sharp, a little bitter, all right, a little direct, all right, and impatient with them. All right, and maybe there's always an issue getting on the same page, but you always seem to have like ideas or solutions on how you guys could do it. You're very creative when it comes to that, but maybe they could feel like maybe you stuck to like what your family has always done, even though you're different than your family. So you stand out from your family, but you still do stuff that your family does. So like maybe you kind of give off the appearance of being better than your family, but yet at the same time you do what your family does. So people are noticing that about you. Like maybe like the duality of that, of you, you know what I mean? Or like how it's difficult to get on the same page with you because maybe they don't see you as much because sometimes the high priest is somebody you don't really see as much to get up with, hard to reach. So maybe people could be noticing that they don't see you as much, that maybe communication, like whenever you communicate, you kind of like tiptoe around emotional issues or like what's really going on. You don't really tell them too much. Like you kind of keep things to yourself. You know what I mean? Because maybe you like work through some like insecurities that you've had, and now that you feel strong enough, you don't feel the need to express yourself or tell people anything other than what your expectations are or what your rules or boundaries are, your guidelines are. So you can kind of come off kind of strict with people. This one isn't really like a playful one. This gives off more like a control. I'm in charge. Things will go how I like them to go, but not really like not like the emperor thing. But it's kind of like you've empowered yourself. You put yourself on a pedestal in some way, and this is what people are noticing. Like you maybe now I'm not gonna say overvalue yourself because it doesn't look like you overvalue yourself. So we're not gonna say that. All right. If anybody was gonna tell you that you overvalued yourself, they were just trying to downplay you. All right. But yeah, they kind of feel like you now value yourself at a different level now. Like you expect a lot. You have different boundaries, rules, guidelines, how people need to come into your life, how they need to enter into your life. And they can't just come at you straight. They can't just come at you straight ahead. They got to come at you sideways like a crab, like tiptoe around my feelings. That's what people feel like. They need to tiptoe around your feelings. They can't just come directly at you and express how they really want things to be or how they expect things to be. Could be a Virgo. Yeah, they feel like they have like you have outdated beliefs, or they could be noticing that they have outdated beliefs. One or two, one or two. But they feel like you're very empowering and very ambitious, all right, and very sexually alluring, all right. They can feel like you're a temptation in some sense. So this may be what people are noticing, like they're tempted by you, they're tempted by your allure, by your mystique, by not really knowing you that much, by like this vagueness, this mysterious vibe that you have, but yet of this vibe of like I get it done on my own. I'm independent. I can make things happen, and they like the way you talk. People are noticing that. Like you like when you talk, they feel like they just get you. So whatever you say or however you say it, people feel like they just get you, like on an emotional level. Like people are noticing that you could be like they're happily ever after, family wise, all right. But you could just be a little frugal, or you don't like to spend your money. You don't like to spend your money. That's what it really comes off like. Okay, so what are people noticing about you? That you're a thinker. You think a lot. That your words are sharp. Ha! This is what people are noticing about you. People say your words are like poison, so you are careful with what you say. But if they don't want none, then they need not to start none. So people are definitely noticing the way you talk, the way you like so you could be kind of harsh, maybe blunt. You know what I mean? You could also make people change their mind a lot. That's what people notice. Like you make them change their mind a lot, or change their perspective, or change their view a lot. So the stuff that you say makes them change their mind, change their view, the way they once seen things. Like, that's not it anymore. So what are people noticing? Spirit is telling you whatever challenges you're going through, okay, is that you lick your wound and keep going. So people notice that whenever you go through a hard time or challenging period, you just lick your wounds and keep going. Like it doesn't, you transmute that hurt, because that's what Sharon also means, transmuting past pain, hurt, stuff like that. So you transmute your hurt, all right? And you always are making like choices and decisions whenever new information is coming about. So like you could be somebody who changes their mind when you get new information. So like you could have remembered, like you could have felt like today the sky is blue, but maybe tomorrow the sky is purple. When new information shows up, I'm open. So you could be, this is what people could be noticing. Like maybe you change your mind often whenever you get new information. So you could also, sometimes Sharon's part of that transformation. So maybe people notice that, like you transform whenever you get new information or whenever you learn something new. So people could be noticing that. When you learn something new or acquire a new skill or learn a new depth, because the high priestess is somebody who can learn and acquire new information and in-depth information. So this is somebody who starts putting that action takes that information into action and is able to get what they desire. Even if they have to pay for it down the line, it's like you're able to get what it is that you want whenever you want, all right? And this is making other people like hone in on the strength that they didn't have or that they didn't recognize that they have. So like you empower a lot of people to really get their desires, to go after the things they want. This is what people notice. Like when you're around, I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I can have what I want. Like, so maybe you're like a protector, or like you just make people feel like they're in charge of their life when you're around. Like they can do what they want, do as they please. You know what I mean? You could be like egging them on. Like people notice that, like you egg them on to get what they want, to do what they want, to maybe even be a little toxic. So people could be noticing you in some way, like you could be a little toxic. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily bad, but like you have like this like do as you please type of vibe. And that's what people are noticing. Like you're no longer worried maybe about the judgment of other people. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get some advice. So, advice. Did that flip? It did. It did. So, advice. Eternity. Gently move your awareness from the eternal world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity exists within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are, in essence, a shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. All right, so let me give you signs. We got Capricorn, Virgo, Cancer, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Gemini. Yeah, that's what they're noticing. You like that? Thank you, Kimberly. I like that too. And I cannot wait to get back and watch it and see what I said because I do not remember. That was always exciting. Hey, y'all, thanks for showing up too because I was knocked out earlier. That was so crazy. I feel chipper now, so I probably won't go to sleep tonight anytime soon. So I just finished these reads I got for Instagram. All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to shoot for this again tomorrow. I think my daughter's gonna have a sleepover, so that was pile 4. And I still said pile 3. Dang. This is gonna be so difficult when I make the timestamps. Let me put this up here. Pile 4. Yeah, thank y'all so much, y'all. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for being understanding, because that was just so unheard of for me. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to try to catch y'all tomorrow. Thank you to D. Hey, DD, thank you as always. Thank you so much. I really do value that. Thanks, Shar, for being here with me. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hearts. Hearts. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to try to shoot again for tomorrow. I don't have no big plans, but I am trying to make these lobster tails with crab stuffed inside of them. It's going to be my first time trying that, but I'm about to make that happen. All right. Night, night, y'all. I'm out.